From the first second, it's so obvious.
No, it's not. It's just good gaming socks. It's just good gaming socks, okay? Believe me, if you buy Raven brand gaming socks today, you could be just as good. Hello once again, Paladins. It's definitely not me. It's you. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. It's about that time again, and by that time, I mean time to rant about everything wrong and right with Paladins. Well, mostly wrong, but I do try to keep my videos a bit more positive. So how's our favorite free-to-play masterpiece doing this year? Well, for those of you who don't know, I've done several of these in the past, and in my last one, the game was dealing with a terrible server problem. The problem consisted of being locked out of a match, be it ranked or casual, and then being prevented from playing the game for a solid 3 hours or so. The last time I talked about this bug was around 4 months ago, so I mean, by this time any company would have fixed this issue, right? I mean, come on, it's a game-breaking bug that happens extremely often, especially in the EU region, one of the most popular regions in the game. Of course Evil Mojo would fix this by now. Did we get the bug? Oh, come on. First game in ranked. Every single time. This stupid bug. Well, did you pick your team? Did you spend 20 minutes in queue waiting and then make the perfect draft, right? For this map. You outdrafted the enemy. That's too bad. The game never existed. Just huge loss. Big L. Get good, I guess. Oh well.
No, I'm going to play Genshin Impact now. Genshin Impact brings me peace. Paladins brings me anger.
Are you kidding me, dude? Oh no. Why would you do this? Paladin.
You're so bad.
Paladin.
So bad.
What are you doing? This is so sad. Can we hit 50 likes? Yeah, it's still happening, with zero progress or any updates on Evil Mojo's behalf. I've even gotten this in my very first ranked game just a few days before making this video. It really is that common for the EU region. But now I'd like to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, Surfshark VPN. What is Surfshark, you might ask? Surfshark is a one-of-a-kind VPN. It's the only privacy product to offer unlimited, simultaneous connections on all platforms and devices you may have. Your phone, your desktop, you name it. Surfshark encrypts your data, keeps it safe, and provides that extra layer of security for all your photos, personal information, and other various things which you wouldn't want third parties using to their heart's content. Surfshark also alters your true IP to a server of your choosing, or even the closest server to make things even more simple. Now this feature not only allows you to access sites that might be restricted in your country, but can also give you great speed and in some cases even a connection speed boost, as some internet providers throttle your connection for their own benefit. With sites like Netflix, Surfshark VPN can allow you to explore the content which is being streamed in countries outside of yours, and provides an overall boost to that freedom we all believe in. For us epic gamers, being able to hide our data on virtual chat platforms like Discord can be a great benefit, and something worth considering. In our virtual day and age, there are more and more reasons to worry about the privacy of our data online, and for people like me, it's honestly the only way to get around unfair restrictions some sites and companies might have. Get Surfshark today through the link in the description below and use code Raventric for 83% off and 3 extra months for free. There's no better time to try out Surfshark, and I hope you have a safe time online. Thank you Surfshark for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to it. So why haven't most of the players in Paladins quit by now, if such a major issue has been plaguing the game? Well, as usual, players find their own solutions, and in this case, going into the games folder and deleting an entire ini file titled default game. Why is it there? What does it do? Nobody knows. After that, whenever you're kicked from the game by this bug, at the very least you will be returned to lobby and can queue up for another match. Now, don't get me wrong, this still sucks, and in a game where 80% of your victory is based off of the draft you get, it is extremely annoying when you get a draft for yourself and have the game just say, nope, go again. But still, I am very impressed with how fast people found a way to get past this, and the fact that they are still willing to put up with this speaks volumes about how much they actually enjoy the game. That all aside, it has to be said that 4 months of not being able to solve such a major issue usually means they won't be able to solve it at all, so do be warned that this is the current state of the game. It's pretty much a game-endorsed RNG drop hack. Call it a feature. Part of the experience. Now, game-endorsed drop hacks aside, let's look into something that's not endorsed by the developers. Actual drop hacks. Oh, and cheaters. Yep, it's dropped.
No way, man. We should have kept the BK alive.
Let's just look at this. Look, I'm right here. Nobody can possibly see me. No one knows. Where's the Androxus thing now?
On Palace right now.
Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Is he on you?
Yeah. Yeah, he sees me. He sees me. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I think he's just got a good gaming chair and a pair of Raven brand gaming songs.
Oh, he's b-hacking too. Wow. What a man.
Paladin's high elo ranked is currently infested with cheaters. I've played a lot of this season, and at one point I was running into 3. Did you hear that? 3 cheaters in one game!
See, the thing is, boys, even if we win this game, the Jogos is just gonna drop it. Like, it's actually a joke. So the best we can hope for is a drop back right now.
There we go.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, my brain can't even process that. How do we get 2 aimbotters and a drop hacker in one game? All of them happened to be on the enemy team in that match too, but the most ironic part of it is they had 2 separate aimbotters and a drop hacker playing solo just in case the cheaters would start to lose, which they did, all thanks to the enemy team deciding to not play. And as soon as that happened, you guessed it, goodbye match. It's almost like it never happened at all. Now when I say infested, I'm afraid you might think I'm being a little overdramatic. No, I assure you, I really do mean infested with cheaters and drop hackers, to the point where even legit players have started picking up drop hacks to fix this issue of running into the same cheaters over and over again. And since it takes months to actually get them banned, well, that's really the only solution. But even when they do get banned, they just spoof their hardware and get right back into it, sticking around for another month or so. In fact, sometimes I'd run into the same ones for several games in a row. Of course, not all players agree to stop playing when they run into said cheaters, but I for one don't expect them to. You would be losing a lot of games if that was the case. However, I personally lean towards the side of just not playing the match myself if I have one in my team, and have personally done so with the cheater that we're spectating right now. Alright, all that aside, is it really that bad? Well, that really depends on your current rank. These cheaters become so frequent due to the small amount of players in higher brackets, meaning players of high diamond to GM will be facing them more consistently until Evil Mojo eventually bans them, because I have seen them banned. The problem is how long that takes. I'd suggest giving AOC members the ability to ban, or creating a game moderator role like so many games have had in the past. The problem with staff team at Evil Mojo having to do this is they don't play the game 24/7, like for example some of these people in the AOC. This would really help deal with that. Sure, you can argue someone could abuse it, but they would just be replaced by others who would not. It's just a thought. I'll be making a more in-depth and entertaining video on these cheaters and drop hackers, so I won't go too in-depth on it here. And well, that's really all there is to say about it. On the topic of ranked and overall Paladins matchmaking, has it improved since last year? Nah. I still get level 6. Did you hear this? Level 6 accounts in my games. These level 6, level 13 accounts are forced to play against Grandmaster players, and this is somehow perceived as balanced? Mind you, their accounts aren't Smurfs, and they're not very good at the game. It's just completely unfair. Now this does get better at low elo, however, matchmaking can easily be broken by queuing with a Smurf in a 5-stack, or Q-sniping your friends, resulting in you getting into the same game with a full entire 5-stack just without the penalty. There are so many ways to abuse matchmaking in this game, but I can't get into all of them here for, well, obvious reasons. This, however, is all due to low player numbers, and a lot of Grandmaster players duo queue during downtime hours, which essentially means the time for the server where there's barely any players playing. Now, personally, I don't blame them at all. Sadly, there's nothing you can do about it because the game has a, well, low player base. Speaking of which, the numbers aren't looking too great, but have been all over the place since, well, forever. This also provides a great opportunity for stream snipers to get into any streamer's game they wish, with very relative ease. They often do so to get better matches, or harass people like the VTubers that decided to play Paladins the 1 or 2 times, never playing it again. I wonder why. Alright, that's too much negative for me, let's go over some positives. New champions being released, and most of them have unique kits, are pretty fun to play, and overall a joy to come back to. The devs still update the game and seem to care about it quite a lot. They update maps, they work on bugs, they do all of this stuff, so it's not fair to say that they've just completely given up. The community side of Paladins is definitely a huge positive for me, there's still tons of people that I don't regret meeting. I know the toxic side of the community better than anyone. Trust me, I'm a content creator. I get flamed every other match. But still, despite this, I'd say the large majority is pretty chill in my opinion. And in my experience, there's so many friendly faces. A lot of content creators that I enjoy watching, and all those enjoyable Discord servers they make. Join our Discord server today, Raven Home. Shameless plug. The community is pretty much alive and the biggest reason people probably still play. I mean, just look at this guy. He's adorable. How can you not laugh at his jokes?
No, touch the point! Oh, Androxus.
I'm not sure how to label this as positive or negative, but Paladins gave me a rank up randomly without playing a match. That's an interesting bug. I know some might AFK in your games and do pretty silly stuff, but that's still nothing compared to the majority. I think you guys are pretty neat. Now a few more negatives. Oh boy, the server delay. It's still a thing. Paladins still has horrible server delay, from stunning people through walls.
Yeah, same. I'm on my way. Okay, let's go.
You put him through the wall, what the
I know, that's a tech.
GG.
No rag on shots that clearly hit, and you can even hear the sound effect for it. Nice no rag. Delayed shots and skills. Dude, where? See that?
It's so
Do you
dumb.
see that?
What do you see?
That's just delay. That's how I play the game. Literally. And people are like, no, Raven, you're just making it up. Yeah, okay. You name it. Paladin still has it all.
Nice game. 10 out of 10.
What? 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 I can already hear it. Could already hear the subtle Raventric voice. The game's in a great state. Clip to you getting
I mean,
pulled
Ruckus
through a
is
wall.
never.
Ah, no, I have the
should go
horse
back, you should go
bug.
back.
I have the horse bug. No. I can't select a champion. It's actually a bug. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this, but... And if you have anything less than 100 megabytes per second internet connection, you will experience this even more frequently. It's not the internet providers, it's not your PC, stop lying to yourselves. I have an RTX 3060 with an incredible build, 100 megabytes per second download and upload speed, and it's still just as bad compared to my old potato PC. This is definitely Paladin servers. They suck. We know this, they're terrible, and I don't think this is going to be changed anytime soon, as this would require a lot of money to upgrade the servers back. And yes, the servers were downgraded no matter what they say. You can prove this pretty easily. There are several videos made on this topic already, and a lot of Reddit posts that go very much in depth into this whole situation. Now more on the topic of server issues. Crashing. People often crash every few games. Sometimes to the point where we have 3 bots on our team.
Look at our team, Raven. Look at our team.
It's
No.
all good, dude. We got this. We got this. This is good.
Comeback starts. Comeback starts now.
Yes, this is Paladins. It's great. It's doing fine. It's stable. 3 people crashed? No, dude. Crashes don't happen. And even in ranked games as well. Now I've experienced these crashes myself, but I have to mention that there are far less of them than there were the previous year. So some improvements were definitely made. Now let's move on to the topic of skins, and this one I dislike a lot, because Paladin skin sales are very misleading. All the battle passes, the event passes, the chests, they make you think that the skins are limited, when in reality they were never planned to be a limited skin edition. So many people have bought these battle passes throughout the years, only to discover that they will add them to a chest later on. So really the only reason to buy event passes is if you want a very specific skin. Now Evil Mojo hasn't done anything criminal, but I've never liked these kind of business practices. They very much so try to make it seem like the skins will not be coming back, and only veteran Paladins players will know that yes, in fact, these skins will definitely be put into another chest in the future. Skins aside, what about the meta? Because the game's meta defines if you want to play it or not, and the current Paladins meta itself, in my opinion, kinda sucks, and I will explain why. The current meta we have is comparable to Overwatch. It is a hard sustain meta with double tanks and double supports being a pretty common thing. However, in Paladins we have a special comp that's called Pirates. This consists of 2 area supports and 3 tanks. Now these tanks have to be ones that can shield and pull people in, such as Makoa, Fernando, you name it. And the whole point of the comp is to stack on point and just win, because the enemy team will never have enough damage to break your shields. And even if they somehow magically did accomplish that, you have endless amounts of healing. This comp that you see on screen as well is currently unstoppable in ranked, and if you get people to do this with you, you can basically ban the only 2 counters to it. Those 2 counters are Willow and Tyra. That's fair and balanced. So how do we stop this? Just add more counters. Really, it's just that simple. Add more counters. This means burn damage, cauterize denial, all that good stuff. And we definitely need more AoE damage that's based on HP percent. That's really the only way to fix it, unless you want to nerf every single champion to the ground. Now on to the game modes. Payload, still not back. We all want it, they don't care. Instead, they give us game modes we never wanted and never asked for in the first place, such as Siege Beyond. Now don't get me wrong, I don't think Siege Beyond is a horrible game mode, but I played Pirates on that game mode and we have a 100% win rate, because guess what? The items in Siege Beyond don't give you enough record to even try breaking those shields, along with cauterize changes not lasting long enough to get cauterize 3 before you lose. Good luck, what else can I say? The new champions, while being a very fun thing to check out, have balance all over the place, either too strong or too weak, rarely actually balanced. But I can't say they don't try to balance them, they do. They actually listen to feedback, they provide buffs and nerfs to say Azan, for example, even though they still can't seem to fix him. But hey, they're trying and I think that's what matters. Honestly, my 5 years of experience with Paladins has been really fun, and I hope a lot of people enjoy the game as I have for many years. Now I'll be honest with you, yes, there are a lot of things to fix. Myself, I've seen the same story repeat for 5 years in a row, and I honestly think it will continue down this road. So please enjoy it while you still can. It is definitely a game worth checking out. I still thank all the devs for making such a wonderful game. I'm grateful that they still host it and update it to this very day. I don't dislike them at all, and the only reason I'm making this is to update people who probably want to get back into this game. I definitely encourage you to try it. You'll still get fast queues, there are still a lot of players playing, but I also want you to know what you're really getting into. The game is still very fun, but we can't pretend that all these problems don't exist either. I'm still always hopeful for stuff to improve. If I didn't have any hope at all, I'd probably not be making these videos. The game is still very much alive. But hey, maybe you guys have a different experience with Paladins. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are there some things that I've missed? Or maybe some things you don't agree with? I'd honestly like to hear it all. Thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk. What is it, 4 or 5 now? Before I go, I'd like to shout out my patrons, 10K, Try Die Repeat, and the rest of these lovely people on screen, as well as the description below. As I mentioned before, we do have a Discord server, and if you'd like to join our friendly community, maybe even find some people to play with, or just hang around, then you can find a link to that in the description below as well. That's it for this video, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.